Um, yeah, chalo. So, uh, let's just close all this stuff and get back to our OBS. Okay, so, yeah, okay. Chalo. So, yesterday we were using Postman to handle stuff. So, we only did handling of error code. We also need to handle um mm, so yeah, we need to start it. So I'll say npm start for the same. Okay, and hopefully it works still. Yeah, it says error connection refused view in console. Hmm. What about this one? Okay, so we are getting an error over here, and yeah, this is from postman 5. Okay, so now where was this coming from? I guess okay, we have post. Um, Come on, my mind is not working now. Fine. Yeah, we were with this and we were looking at error messages. So whenever we were sending a request and it would send one, and yeah, why don't we have a post request, and along with that we should have a body. Now, yeah, this is our body, and let's just close down this console. Okay, so we are sending stuff from here, and since we are using a post request, uh, yeah, you see, we are getting our error dot message. So we are saying error dot message. We are saying blog validation failed, and it says snippet path snippet is required. Okay, and then along with that, we have one more. It says body, and then path body is required. So what we can do is, uh, we can use this error dot message for our use, and we can add a one more if statement. We can say error dot message dot includes. Now I would like to check only if validation failed, so that I am able to use this handle errors everywhere just by copy pasting and adding in this part. I don't think we even need to add in this part because we can add this dynamically, so the object will have some sub properties which we can add in dynamically. Let's just try this first, and we can say error dot message dot includes. Okay, and here we will say in bracket. So so we have validation failed over here, and we can say over here um, errors. Okay, so we can now say console log. Let's see what can we work around with. So we can say error dot message dot values, and hopefully uh, it works and says something for us. Okay, so it is coming back as undefined, I guess. uh, can we work with? So let's try sending it again. Yeah, chalo. So we are getting our error dot errors. Now for every error we are getting a object. Now what we can do is we can use this with the object uh, class of our JavaScript. So it is an inbuilt class. We can say object dot values. Okay, and then we will take in each value from here. So one is your body value, and the second one will be snippet value. Okay, so we'll say error dot errors, and then for each. Now it will go through each one of them, and we can then say, um, now we have to pass in something over here, right? So we'll say properties. Okay, and yeah, hopefully it works. Chalo, so we'll say uh, error. Okay, now properties is something that I'm looking forward to, because I would like to work with these properties. So just to demonstrate, what I will do is console log this properties for you. Okay, so what it is, and what else can we extract from it other than just our required errors. So yeah, now hopefully once we send it, we get something over here. So it says object dot value is not a function. Yeah, object dot values, not value. And we can try and send it again. Yep. Okay, so you see we are getting properties. Okay, now this property, it is the value of each errors object. So in this errors there are multiple errors, and we are taking in each error. So if I backspace this and try this, okay, and then instead of console logging properties for you now, I can console log this, and if I send it, we should get two different objects. All right, so yeah, over here if you see, we have this one. Now let me make this bigger. Yeah, so snippet is required. So okay, so yeah, this is the for the body, and then this is the other one, and we are using this from there, and we are getting that message. Okay, so we'll say uh properties. All right, and then we can now say uh errors. So I would like to extract some things from the property. Yeah, I would like to see errors, and then path. So path is the snippet path. Okay, and then along with that we have our message also. Okay, chalo, so we'll say error, and then we'll say properties dot path. All right, equals to properties dot message. Fine. uh, and let's see what does our error comes out as. Yeah, I don't need to do this, because we are getting our error object over here, right? So if I send it now, yeah, you see it says path snippet is required, and then path body is required. So that is how you handle errors. But sometimes you don't want to send this, and even if you send this, the front end user can know that okay, there is a error over here, and then he can handle the error in the front end. But even though, say that you want to handle all your errors from the back end, and that is the best way to do stuff, always handle errors from the back end. Okay, because your server is far more secure than your front end, given that you have done stuff properly, like making up everything and all that. Okay, so saying that you want to send a custom message, what you can do is, depending upon the property, you can send a message over here. Now you see I did say a title is required over here. Similarly, what you have to do is, you have to put in a brackets, and then you have to say snippet is required. All right, and similarly what we can do is, we can say body. Okay, body is required. Fine. Hello. I would like to demonstrate something for you. So we will see this also, and we will say title should be unique. Okay. Now once we have that, and we try and send in this now, it will say snippet is required, and then body is also required. Fine. Now it is not giving us an error code of 1100. It should do that Yeah, this is because we was giving it an empty body and all that, and it was not actually adding it stuff over there. Hello. So we will add in a statement. We'll say this is from 5, and then we will also say over here this is from 5. Okay. Now once we try and send it, it should give us a proper this. But if I try and send it again, now it says that title is already taken. But let's just go ahead inside our controllers and remove this part. Okay, and we can say now save it. I have given this unique, and it should say the title should be unique, but no matter what I do or what I try, I won't get any error over here because we have not handled it. And if I try and console log error now, it should not give me this one, so it should not say title should be unique. Let's try and send it again and see inside our this. Yep. So we get a Mongo error, okay, instead of a validation error, and it gives us a code 11,000 and duplicate key error. Okay. There is nowhere nothing to be seen of this title should be unique. So the reason is that if you think logically, what a validation is happening over here right now, uh, if you see, it is a validation error. So Mongoose is actually handling the error for you. Mongoose does not know what is stored in your database. So by default, it cannot know whether the value is unique or not. That is why we get an error from MongoDB. Okay. So that is why we cannot handle unique the way we are handling required and all stuff. Okay. So let's just remove this and uh, yeah, now we can also get our this guy back. Okay, chalo. So yes, now hopefully this all works and we can send in. Yes, and it says that title is already taken. Chalo. So that is like just the basics of error handling for you, but let's just move ahead. And there are two more things that I need to talk. You see these two lines, I have not explained it to you nor I have told you what it is doing. Chalo. So let's just go back to our controller. We can stay over here and we have a console log already over here for request dot body. So let's just make it a bit more interesting and we can say console log here is the body. Okay, and so and what I will do is let's just close all the rest of the useless stuff that we are not talking about, and I will keep this small as well. So I can now comment this guys out, and hopefully our server has started again. Yep, and it is working properly. So we don't need that big of a console log because I know what is going to happen, and we can now send in this. Okay, so now we are getting an error of title is required, snippet is required, and then the body is required. So well, we can uncomment this guy. Only this guy is doing stuff for you right now. I will tell you what URL encoded does for you as well. So uh, you see here is the body, and then it says that it is undefined. Hopefully, even if I send it now again, yeah, even though we are getting our body, so this is the one who is controlling your body. Okay, so it is an express method only, and what it does it, everything that is passed inside passed not inside, everything that is passed with this with the post request or get request, it should or may it should it does not should it sends in stuff for you from the front end to the back end. So right now if I remove this, we should get an undefined. I guess we got that already up over here. If I make the terminal bigger, yeah, you see it says undefined. Okay, And if I try and send it once more now, yep, yeah, it says here's the body and it says body is undefined. Okay, so that is one function of this line, apart from doing stuff for you, other things. Okay, so we can still send it, and this time we will get an empty object, so body is not being sent. So you think you should know that by default node cannot handle JSON files for you. Okay, it is there but it cannot read it or interpret it, so that is why it is just giving you an blank object. That is why we have express.json, and what it does is it converts your this incoming data to a proper file format, so that your backend can understand it. Now if I try and send it, it should give us a validation error, so sorry, mongo error, saying that title is a duplicate. Okay, all right, we still don't get. Oh yeah, so it was not saved. Hopefully it should do that. Yeah, it says that title is already taken, and we do get a proper body this time. Okay, so that is the use of these two lines. And Morgan, it just tells you your requests that are being fired over here, you actually don't need is in your post request. We have stuff like Sentry is there, Datadog is there, Jenkins is there, and there are many more stuff that happen in the back end and are known as CI/CD or DevOps, you can say for the better word. And I don't want to take this, so this is just a small one, and you can do this manually as well. You don't need to say app.use Morgan. You get all of this in your request method of the URL. Okay, chalo, let's move ahead, and I would like to introduce new things over here. And what we'll be introducing is all right, we have not created our this views folder yet, right? So let's just wander off a bit, and mm, we can do a small activity now that hopefully you guys have understood what a controller does, what a model does, and then what a route does, and how do we use routes and all. Okay, so uh, this is how you start with your route. Okay, so you say app.use slash blocks, and then any request that contains a slash block will be routed inside the route blocks. Okay, chalo, so we are going to create a new route over here, saying that it will be a user route. Okay, so I would like you guys to run me down through it. Okay, so we can start by uh, creating a new user model and all that stuff. So what should be the first thing that I should do over here right now? Tell me fast, chalo. Hello, come on, we have to create one more model of user. Okay, so you see right now we have a block model, we have a controller, and then a block route. Okay, so I would like to do the same but for a user. Can you guys tell me? Hello, Naman, Arsalan, Lakshan, Lakhan, sorry, not Lakshan. uh Only four people today, three people actually. Where is Vicky, Naveen and all? Okay, chalo, so any of you three, if you guys don't tell now, I will just breeze through it and create a default one for my usage. Okay, so you guys like it like that. Chalo. So what is missing right now? We have block delete, block details is there, and block create post as well is there. Chalo. So what I will do is to create a new user route, I will just duplicate this line, and in fact I will just say slash uh, user routes. Okay, and then inside my user routes, I will have to create a new file, so I will say new file user routes.js. And inside my user routes we will have the same thing, and over here what I will do is just we will say, so we won't be listing all the users, so we don't need that route. We will be having a get route, so I will be creating that later on. But for now we have a sign up route, okay, and then we have one more route. So that will be our login. Sign up, we have login, and then we have a delete route as well. So I would like to what we can do is right now we have sign up, okay, so we will have a sign up. I don't like my sign up like this, a dash is nice, okay. Yeah, and we will have one more post route, okay, and yeah, we will say log out, fine, and we will say user underscore log out, and inside my controllers I will just create a new file. We will say user controller dot js, okay, and yeah, just like this we will have Mhm. So over here I will have my user model, and I will say user, and yeah, say email, and then we should also have something like password, and then we will have, yeah, chalo. So we will say email is already taken, and we will have our same object over here. Chalo, so we don't need this route. All right, so what I will do is, just so that I can refer to those route, I will yeah, so we will say, instead of saying blog we'll say user create routes, and we'll say handle user create here, okay, and yeah, we don't need this guy, and we can delete this, and we have handle user, not the dash, we have a login, so we will say uh, handle user login here, and similarly we will have one more route for user logout, okay. Now I have to teach you about cookies and all, and during that time we will be creating this stuff. So apart from all this, we will say uh, user routes, and hopefully it works over here. Yep. And now we should be getting an error that our user has not been app.use user routes has not been defined. Yeah, it did not find this guy. So I will just create a new file and we will say user model.js. Okay, and let's just copy it down from here, and yeah, we will have email. Okay, and then unique should be true, and then this one will also be there. So we'll say email is required. Okay, and then we will have password. Fine. So we will say password is required. Fine. And we'll say not block schema, we should be saying user schema. Okay, and then we'll export our user. Okay, we still have some problems. So it says blog underscore index user controller 6034. Yeah, we don't have this one. All right, we don't need all of them. You can just paste them out over here, and what I will do is I will just add a comma before them. Okay, so yeah, now that we have all this, hopefully it works. Yes, it works properly. So recently we looked about how to handle stuff over here, and then did some things with this guy. So yeah, now what we can do is we can look about hooks. Given that we have time, okay, we have only 4 minutes, so I would like to take this time, and what we'll do is uh, okay, so what I will be, we have like 3 minutes only right now, so I don't want to do anything. I would love to show you guys hooks and all, and that is what I planned for now. But what we can talk about is using middlewares in your routes. Okay, so now you see inside my block controller, so we should have this block routes. All right, so we don't want anybody random person to create our blog, right? So we can use something known as a middleware, and we already talked about this. So all this part is your middleware, and then these two middlewares we added in, and express by itself is a middleware. Okay, so what we can do is we can create our own custom middleware. So what I will go ahead and create a new folder with the name middlewares, and then inside there we will say test made guy. Okay, dot js. Okay, and then we will say const test guy. It will be a function, and we can just say console log you were here. Okay, and we can say module dot exports equals to test guy. Okay, chalo. So now we have this, and you see what we can say is test. Yep. Yeah, so it automatically imported one for me, and now we can say handle our authenticated routes from here. So if I whenever I go to this post route, I should get a console log over here saying that you are in the middleware. So it says you were here. Okay, so what we can do is we can try ahead and go to the post route and send it. Now it says you were here and it is stuck, so it means that we have the request and then response object as well over here. So instead of saying just this, now we will say console log request, and apart from this we'll also console log our response. Okay, so we'll send this, and over here if you see we have our response object, and yeah, we have console log them, so they are coming over here. So what we can do is now uh, we can use and say response dot end. So what this will do is once it says response dot end over here, it will say you were here. And yeah, now it should, on sending this guy, yeah, it ended the response for us and it did say that you were here. So it means that we can handle stuff over here and we can also say error. Okay, so we will say throw error. Okay, and then we will say hello, this is the guy preventing you from logging. Okay, chalo. So now if I send it now, okay, and it says error, hello, this is the guy preventing you from the login, and then this is just from where the error is coming for you. Okay, chalo. So tomorrow what we'll do is we will implement some hooks over here so that we will be able to encrypt and decrypt the passwords whenever the user logs in and signs up. And apart from that we will also add in some logic to uh, create and update this route. Okay, chalo. Let's say that there was no error over here, then we use our next method. And yeah, as usual, you do need to get our next over here as well. Okay, chalo. So now if I try and say, it should print us you were here, and after that it should take us forward. Okay, so if I send it, yep, so it says that the title is already taken and it says that you were here as well. Chalo. So I guess that's it for the day, and I don't want to bombard you guys with something that you won't understand in a day. So yeah, we can stop over here. I can also stop my recording. And yes, so if you guys have any doubts, please do ask me. Okay, and